Hey guys, Soldier Girl. Listen, I'm at Target right now. I had to come down and do a couple deals while little man is asleep at home with Joseph. So I wanted to answer a couple questions for those of you who've been asking me as far as how I got my house. And I don't even know if I'll answer everything in this particular video, but I kind of wanted to make this really quick and short. And so for starters, as far as budgeting and my finances, you guys know that I have been unemployed for over a year now, and it was fortunate for me because we all knew that we were getting laid off at least a year prior, so I did have plenty of time to save up for that. Considering I didn't know how long I'd be unemployed, so I did save up a nice little nest egg or whatever. And I've been on YouTube for like 7 years now, so pretty much, I do get a check from there once a month, which always comes in handy. And so yeah, so as far as my budgeting and stuff, basically my YouTube check, it gets banked. That goes straight into my savings. And with me being a couponer, it's like that's probably been the #1 top saver for me. It's been the thing that's made it so convenient and comfortable for me to be unemployed and to not feel like I have to rush off to go back to work, because I don't pay a lot for a lot of stuff, and I was able to stock up like mad crazy with diapers and wipes for my little guy, and so that's something I haven't had to go out and buy. What else? As far as, even his clothes, like he's got so many clothes that I was able to get for him with just bargain shopping, shopping clearance racks, that kind of stuff. So he has a lot of stuff like that. Like, I don't have to buy him anything. My mortgage is paid by a program by the state of California, which is Savior. I think it's called Savior Home California, and that's been paying my mortgage until I go back to work. It's crazy because like I would always hear people say, like, the more you make, the more you spend, but honestly can say that the more I've made, and when I was working for the state of California, I was making upwards of $70,000 a year, and I really felt like I never had any money. Like, I really felt like I never ever had money. But it's like now, it's like I've made the less that I've ever made, all right, in the years that I've worked, and yet I feel like I have so much more now than I did when I was making $70,000 a year. And I think that's just because I think the less you have, it makes you kind of reevaluate what's important and what's not, what you need, what you don't need. I don't have any credit cards. I have no credit card debt whatsoever. My car, it's not the best car, but it's mine and I paid for it. And so that in itself saves me the most as well. The fact that I don't have any credit cards. I feel like if I don't have the money for it, then my ass don't need it. And so that is another thing that saves me. If I have the money, I'll spend it on what I feel like I need. But if I don't have the money, I'm not going to go slide credit. I don't use credit cards. I haven't had a credit card since I got my house, because I got rid of my credit cards after I got my house. As far as me getting the house, I've had my house for 6-7 years now. I am divorced. Some of you may or may not know that I was married for 3 years to David's dad, which is also David. And as far as me trying to get my house, I made sure that my credit was where it needed to be. I started contacting anything on my credit report that I had to pay off. I started contacting people, giving them sob-ass stories. I want to pay you. I really do, but you need to work with me. Can I pay you this instead of that? I did that. I set up payment arrangements. Like 3 to 6 payments to pay stuff off. That's what I did. And at the time that I was saving to get my house, every single penny went into my savings for my house. Every single check I got, if it wasn't paying a bill or buying whatever I needed, necessities that I needed for me and David at the time, it went in my savings. That's simply put, that's how it went. Whatever wasn't needed, it was in my savings for my house. And so once I started checking into, you know, paying off my debt, I mean, when you're trying to get a house, you wanna get a copy of your credit report from each of the bureaus, and then you start attacking stuff. If you have stuff that you need to take care of, you need to pay, you want to just do that. But the place that I'd gone to help me get my house, they told me, you know, which things to pay off, which things didn't have to be paid off. You know, this is gonna bump off of your credit report in a few months. Don't worry about that. And call this place, tell them whatever you want to tell them, sob stories. That's what they told me, to get them to kind of really work with you. And that's basically what I did. I was doing all of this at the same time I was going through my divorce. I filed for divorce, I want to say, was it in January that I filed for divorce? And it was finalized, I want to say, like in June. So it literally didn't take long for my divorce. I did all my paperwork myself. Once it was final, then I started looking for my house. And I was looking in my general area, which was down the hill, that Upland Rancho Cucamonga area, because that's where I lived at the time. It was just too competitive. And so the first house that we put an offer on up in the high desert, which is where I am now, we got. And so I was like so ecstatic. And at the time it was just me and little man. I just was so happy, and it was like a dream for me, because in all honesty, like, I was the first person in my family to be a homeowner. You know, and I was 30 at the time, and I just felt just amazing. I was working a good job. I was working for the state. I was taking care of my son. You know, it was just me and him, and we had this big old house, and I just felt really, really good. You know, I felt really good, like I was doing something for him, and that was something he could look up to me and just be proud of. You know what I'm saying? And so yeah, it was very exciting when I got my house and I got the keys, and it was amazing. But yeah, I hope I didn't get too mushy, but I'm at Target. I'm about to go in here and see if I can get some deals. So I was in the middle of editing the first clip, and I wanted to kind of add something to that. Now, you guys know, obviously, those who have followed me for a long time, you know that I coupon. And so I would say that I started couponing shortly after I got my house, and it kind of just went up from that point. And I feel like since I started couponing, and I do know how little I pay for things, that has changed my whole mindset on what I am willing to pay for and what I'm willing to not pay for. And so if I wasn't a couponer, this last year or so would have just been extremely difficult. And to think that there has been times in my past where I have had to decide between this or that, and this or that being two things that were really, really important, that I really needed. And so it's just that since I've started couponing, I haven't had to do that. Like, I have not one need at all. You know, I mean, there's nothing that I ever have to run out and buy. I mean, things I get through couponing, when I get them because it's a good deal, and I try to get enough of it to stock me up until that good deal comes again. And so that in itself makes it that much easier for me, because there's a lot of stuff that I don't pay for. A lot of stuff. Those of you who coupon, you know, there's a lot of stuff we don't pay for, period. And so couponing has definitely made it easier for me. Not only me, but my dad is here, Tay is here, my niece, and so it's helped them out, and there's things that they don't have to pay for either. My older sister and her boyfriend, my younger sister and her family, they don't have to pay for things. Like, they know they can come over here and get stuff whenever they need to. And so couponing has not only helped me, but it's obviously helped my immediate family as well. And so I just kind of wanted to add that in, because I feel like if I wasn't a couponer and me going through my unemployment period and having a new child or a new baby, that it would have been very difficult for me. But yeah, I just really wanted to add that. As always, if you guys have any other questions that you want to ask me, I'm always, and I'm an open book. And so leave your comments, and I will try to post videos as soon as I can. I will leave it there. You guys have an amazing day, and I'll see you guys on the next video.